You got the hamburger meat out.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, on
The
my
chest
agenda,
hair.
I got a few
Chest.
different things to do. Yeah, that too, man. Like I got I'm shaving it up today. Dude, I gotta shave my hair. I was gonna trim up my beard. I may get the armpits and pubic area. I don't know yet, but most likely though. If I already got the clippers out, it's going down.
Oh, you already got the clippers out?
The clippers are coming out. After this, the clippers they're out.
That's lit. I say you just shave everything.
Shave everything. Oh my goodness.
Woo-ha.
You know, it's like those toys that they have where it's like the magnet ones where you have the pen and you can move the hair on all over the person that has no hair on their body.
No.
It was a staple of childhood for many. It's I feel like if I shave it off, I'd look like that person. I would just be moving hair around to different spots.
Oh, I know what you mean. Okay, I know what you mean. I got you. It's an old school thing.
It is. It's up there with etch and sketch.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Were you good with the etch a sketch? Could you draw anything with the etch a sketch?
No. I was able to do shapes, and I was always amazed and perplexed when I saw people that would do like portraits of like their grandmother on there. It's incredible.
Your grandma? You can draw your grandma? I can never draw.
I can't draw my grandmother. Yo, shout out to my grandmother. I can't draw her, but like there's people out there that could like do like they could do like a whole landscape on etch and sketch. Like they're doing Virginia Beach etch and sketch version.
I'm actually going to the beach. I'm going to Wildwood Beach in a week, and then I'm going to Outer Banks in like a week and a half.
You're dressed very beachy right now. You're getting ready for it.
Really? I feel like a polo is the exact opposite of I would never wear a polo on the beach.
It just feels very much like a sailor in off season. Like this looks like you're about to like negotiate a boat deal.
No, yeah, you see, it's the Rockaware.
There it's
throwback. That's the only reason I got it.
It's shout out to Chris and Meek. Are you wearing flip flops right now?
Yes.
Come on, man. How are you gonna say you're not dressed like a sailor? You're out there in nautical gear.
Yo, my kids hate when I wear my flip flops with my feet out. Like they be trying to tell me what to wear. I mean, it's like, no, don't do that. I don't police your clothing. Let me wear my feet out.
I'm with them on this one. I'm not, you know, how I feel about flip flops. And it's a little sexist, but men in flip flops as well. It has a special place in my heart that I don't like to address because it's gross. But yeah, I'm not crazy about that. So I'm with the kids.
I don't know. I feel like it feels like people say you're supposed to let, you know, because people always try to tell women what to wear. You know what I mean? No, let women wear what they want to wear. Same thing go for me. Why I can't have my feet out if I want my feet out? Like how y'all going to try to tell me what to wear? You know what I'm saying? You think it's messed up?
No. Well, I'll put it this way. I won't regulate your body. I won't regulate your clothing. I don't know if I will necessarily support it though. It's like I won't walk down the street with you if you're rocking flip flops. I'll put it that way.
Yes, you will.
That's what you mean.
I'm gonna chase you.
You're not gonna chase me. You're gonna fall over flip flops. Property box. Welcome, Property Bonics, and
yo.
Apologies for the gross discussion about flip flops up top. We like to put that in the middle, but I guess that's how we're starting off. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my dip. She had a situation like that. We're out in Finger Lakes, New York, like upstate.
Yeah.
And it was dandy. I can't recommend it enough. It was so nice. But then like on the last day, we're loading up the car to leave and all that stuff. And later in the episode, I'll get into the adventures of the Finger Lakes. I will. But on the last day, we're loading up the car to leave, and we have her dog, which is a very excitable dog, very looking for opportunities to do this and that. And the dog ran out. And the whole time we were there, we were joking like, oh man, if this dog gets out, we're never going to find him. And the dog got out. She was running, threw off the sandals, ran, and luckily within a minute was able to get the dog. But when you said removing flip-flops, it reminded me a little bit of that. So there may be some traction to it.
No, there's definitely traction to it.
Oh my goodness.
Because your feet definitely get it's like an extra gallop. You can just, with your toes, you know what I mean? You can,
That's what, when you wear flip-flops, you end up doing weird stuff like that. You're over here doing this. describing feet with your hands, gripping stuff. That's a gross action.
I'm not pulling my feet out on the podcast. Okay, I'll spare you that. Okay,
You'll subject the streets to it, but not the podcast. We appreciate it
because this is going to be out in the atmosphere forever.
forever, man. There's the whole idea of like we're not as humans. We're not really meant to be wearing sneakers, flip flops, all this footwear. That like evolutionary wise, that people didn't have like any sort of like protection for their feet, and that it's now we've morphed into needing those. But there's some that still say that it's best practice to do a lot of running and any sort of activity without any shoes or anything on the bottom of your feet.
You ever run without shoes on the bottom of your feet for a long period of time?
No,
I have.
no.
Like just from like playing outside as a kid, running around, like going down south and just running around the fields and like just like playing. It
Country
hurts.
Allen over here.
No, my dad called me a country city boy. But like it hurts. Hurts your back. It like it's like I don't know. It's like just the balls of your feet hitting the ground. I don't know.
It's you're hitting pebbles. You don't know what kind of glass is going to be on the floor. And now it's hitting your back. Who knows what is running around without shoes causing sciatica?
I don't know, but it's definitely causing ugly feet.
Oh gosh. Oh. Now I particularly don't want to see your feet now that I know your foot background. I don't know how we got on this, man. I don't know.
Your foot back, my foot facts.
That's some people are really into knowing like different backgrounds when it comes to like dating and all that stuff. That may be one of the things, like especially if you're one of those people that are like a foot enthusiast. That may be the thing of like, hey, I want to know your foot background. Some people are like, oh, how many people have you dated in the past? How many people have you slept with? Some people may want to know like, hey, traditionally, how often do you wear flip flops? Have you ever ran into country without any shoes on? What's that background looking like?
Yeah, it's first date questions. I mean, you got to switch it up nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like scoliosis running your family because y'all been running through Mississippi all your lives. Like, tell me what's up with y'all? I need to know if I have a kid with you. You know what I mean?
That's the one thing with this one, man. With this tank top, you can see my scoliosis scar. That's
I can't see it. Oh, you can see it from the back.
Yeah, from the back over there. Yeah. If I had a mirror back there on scoliosis watch, you could see it on there.
I don't think there'll ever be a time where I'll just be staring at the back of your back.
I have a good back. That's another thing about the Finger Lakes trip. I was like, I had my shirt off, and I was like, damn, I haven't seen my back in a while. So I had to take a photo of my back. It's looking nice. I haven't seen it in a while, but like, still good.
It sounds crazy. I mean, I don't know. What's this podcast? It's gonna start off crazy. We talking about feet. You saying you got a good back?
True.
You got good back. That sounds crazy to me. You know, yeah. So I don't know. What's going on with you, man? How's your week been going?
It's so you're comfortable with the foot talk, but then we're talking about my defined back, and that's too uncomfortable for you.
I think it's more intimate to look at your back than it is your feet.
How so?
Because feet be open in shoes and sandals and stuff. Back, you just don't see people's back all the time. Like, especially men. You don't see men's back unless you're like at the beach.
Yeah, I suppose so. In a lot of ways, it's a complete opposite of looking someone in the eyes. I see a lot of backs from like just watching combat sports. So like I feel like I'm familiar with backs, but yeah, there's an idea that when they talk about like foot fetishes, that there's a part in the brain for many people that see feet on par with how they process genitalia.
Go ahead and tell me something I told you.
Did I tell you that?
I told you this.
What about like feet resembling genitalia?
Bro, I told you this, dog.
You told me this?
I told you this.
Oh, I can't remember my source on it. So you
probably I know you can't because it's me. I remember what happened because I was writing a joke about it and I really was researching it. And I was like, and I came on here. I was like, guess what I found out?
Really?
I was like, because my homie got a whole foot. Shout out to my homie Clayton, right? He got a whole foot fetish, and I was teasing him about it, and that's how the whole joke came about. Because he got a foot fetish. I was like, bro, you just see feet as vagina. Like that's just what your brain see it that way. So it's not like you got a fetish. You just got issues.
Damn, we really are like an old couple. There's certain things where it's like tell the whole story. It's like, yeah, you told it different the first time, sort of thing. Oh my goodness, that's fine.
But
I vaguely remember that. That's I
so
believe it though.
that's how you can't remember the source, but I know my source. I remember looking it up.
That's funny. Well, you
As
know
you're,
what I'm talking about.
as you're telling me, I'm like, go ahead, go ahead, say it just like I told you.
I like to think that was pretty true to it. I didn't remix it too much. I didn't say like, well, I was on CNN 2 weeks ago and this is what I found
No,
out. It's very
that was
truthful. Like, I was like, this is what I've heard one time.
yeah, it was very honest of you. Like I can't cite my sources. You know what I mean?
If only I could put an eye on it. That's uh,
Yeah.
no, we'll get off the anatomy talking all that stuff, man. The week has been good. The week has been dandy and all that stuff, man. It's like I said, I was last week went out to the Finger Lakes in upstate New York. Originally I was going to go out to Vermont, but it was a whole situation with their flooding. Shout out to Vermont, be well. And then the alternative was to go to rented out a cottage up in Brookendale, New York, which is like near like Ithaca and all
Yeah,
that.
I've heard of Ithaca because
Yeah,
I heard of Ithaca from Freddie Got. What's that movie? Was it Road Trip?
was it Freddy Got Fingered or Road Trip?
Road Trip. It's Road
Road
Trip.
Trip.
Yeah, yeah,
That's oh yeah, I remember that movie, but I don't remember. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I was a part of it
yeah,
though. But it's
yeah.
a nice, it's like a big college out there too. So Ithaca College, and yeah, I went out there, and the whole goal was to see waterfalls. You know, I get down, see waterfalls, see one other thing, which I'm going to save for our proper suggestions, which essentially it's a park, and visit a winery, the Dip Wine, to get some wine, do like a wine tour, which wasn't able to do that due to a large storm. So shout out to Captain Jim. He texted me right away. He was like, "Hey, I know you reserved this, and I'm so sorry, baby boy, but we can't go on this wine tour. Be well, player." So I appreciate that he sent that message, but we didn't get to do the tour.
Yeah. When the lady wants something to drink, you got to get her something to drink.
We got
He just ruined the whole mood. Oh, I know you got your drinks, but he ruined the whole mood. He said, no, we got our drinks.
Yeah, Captain Jim. I get. Well, the thing with this one is going to be on a lake. It was going to be like he like drives us to a different winery on his boat, and I was like, all right, that sounds kind of cool. And then like it got rained out on the day that we were doing it. So
That is pretty cool though. Like driving on a lake from winery to winery. That's
yeah,
pretty.
it was a pretty dandy time. Yeah, I imagine it would have been, but went to a different winery instead, and shout out to them. Went to an Ethiopian shop. Google will not let you know that Finger Lakes has an Ethiopian shop. They do though. If you ask the locals, you will find the Ethiopian shop. Shout out to Hawaii, I believe it is, in Ithaca Commons, and it was one of the best Ethiopian experiences I've had in quite some time.
Explain. Tell me about it. It was like a restaurant, like a gift shop. What was it?
No, yeah, it's a restaurant. Yeah, so like I was saying, like, oh man, I haven't had Ethiopian food in a while, and like Chester County doesn't really have Ethiopian food. Lancaster has one. And then I was like, oh, it'd be kind of, we were looking around for different spots, something new, and I couldn't find Ethiopian anywhere. I was like, maybe they just don't have it. Then I started asking the locals. I was like, I feel like the locals may have some tips, and they did. So yeah, I went out to a restaurant there and was able to like, you have like the whole platter out there. The food is on the platter. I don't know the name of the spongy material that they put it on that you're able to like take it out of.
Injera bread.
Injera bread. There you go. I guess that answers the question. You have had Ethiopia. All right, cool.
Never had it. No.
I just Wikipedia a lot. Yeah, so I had the injera bread. They didn't have goat, but like got our fair share of lamb, chicken tips, beef tips, and all the vegetables came with it. It was her first time having Ethiopian, so got to introduce her to that. And yeah, it was definitely, it was a nice time.
Nice, man. Ethiopians, I love Ethiopian food.
Same.
Like,
very romantic, very intimate.
you get the shit, you share it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like, is that the move on the first date?
I think Ethiopians is a good move if they like that kind of food.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if they don't, like if they like, not, you know what I mean? They don't like kind of a little bit of spice and a little bit like, no. Like,
it's one of those things where I think it could work in your advantage of like, hey, I'm going to introduce you to something new. I'm going to introduce you to something new, and it's also going to flirt on the barrier of like intimate touch in some way because you're sharing this. So it could be. If someone's a picky eater, though, you should give them a heads up, like, hey, this is going to be a lot of it's finger food essentially. Bring
Yeah,
wet wipes.
yeah, but no, like picky eater. I couldn't do picky eater.
Couldn't do a picky eater.
I couldn't do it.
Well,
'Cause I love to just try stuff. You know what I mean? And then if you wanted, I'm like, oh, what's that? Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh. Nah, I can't do it.
they're at the Indian restaurant requesting chicken tenders. You
Right?
can't have that.
You got French fries? Like I love me some fries, but like it's a time and a place for it. You know what I'm saying? So like I knew this woman one time. She didn't eat ramen or pho,
Oh,
and I was like, all right, I just ghosted her. I'm not.
oh my goodness, that's
Two of my favorite things. Pho and ramen is just like I can't.
one. I
I,
didn't know that about you. And two, that's interesting criteria.
yeah, yo, like I make it all the time. I go try different restaurants all the time. Like I love Asian food. Like, cause when we was kids, Kirk, like we only Asian food that we was eating was Chinese food. Like,
Mm, yeah.
I didn't know there was other countries.
Vietnamese. What is this? Where's the fried sweet and sour chicken?
Right, bro. Like this Korean food. Come
Yeah.
on. I had no idea.
And you like to spice it up. You like the variety in it. So if you have a dip, you can't have a dip that won't be willing to try these things.
Nope. Dawn told me one time she don't like seafood. I was like, well, I don't like you. I can't do it. I ain't say that to her. I wasn't mean, but like, I can't do. You don't like seafood?
But you know she had an allergy?
Allergy? No, because then I can't eat seafood around you. So definitely no.
Oh my goodness. These are wild criteria.
You know
You're
what I'm
when it comes to attachment theory, I'm not saying you're an avoidant, but you're food avoidant. That's
yeah, that's one of my love languages is eating and trying new foods and sharing new foods and making foods for you. Like if you picky and don't eat, I can't love you. I can't. That'd be dishonest to myself. I'd be lying to myself if I tried.
damn. That's interesting. That's interesting, like barrier to not even necessarily a barrier, and it's a very valid kind of criteria to have or standard to have. It's just interesting. I feel like I don't know, for me, like if it was like the person can't have certain foods, I don't know if it would really be that big of an issue. It'd be like, all right, I'm gonna bring this, and I guess you get your own thing.
Yeah. See, for you it's different. We got different love languages, Kurt. You know what I mean? Like I listen, look, for real. Food for me, like I really enjoy food. Like, and I want you so like I'm the kind of guy, like you never hear guys be like, oh, don't eat off my plate. Like I'm not that kind of guy. Like if
Huh,
my food is good and I care about you, I want you to try this. Like I
huh.
want you to taste my food. You know what I mean? Like, yo, experience this with me.
So my love language is quality time. Your love language is ramen. You want shrimp ramen. That's yours.
Saying me and Lizzo get along so well is what I'm saying. We were
Oh
just
my goodness. Have you? I'm assuming you've heard of this, man. What's going on with your girl Lizzo?
yo, I don't know, man. Nobody told me the whole story. I wish somebody would give me the skinny.
It's well, I don't know if I'll be able to give you the full skinny, but I'll give you the details that I've heard about this. So for those that have seen Lizzo, a renowned singer, she has had a crew of backup dancers, former backup dancers, about three, I believe, that has made accusations. And I think it may actually be a lawsuit at this point. Pat, if you could fact check me on that one. Fact checked. That was not a Freudian slip. Fact check. So it's so the allegations are pretty much that while they were dancing for Lizzo, that she created a not so fun work environment. I think they use the term toxic work environment, and made comments about their weight. I think there were a few mentions of just inappropriate behavior. I think there was one incident of them being at some sort of club in Amsterdam, and allegedly Lizzo may have pressured one of the dancers to touch the breasts of a dancer at this club, and the dancer was like, "No, I don't want to do that." And Liz was like, "You go and do it." And then she had to touch the breasts. That was one of the statements as well. Along with there was a notice of, I guess, mocking someone for being a virgin. There was virgin dancers out there, and Lizzo had some alleged ha-has over that situation. So that's the basis of it. And that's we've gotten one update from Lizzo saying that is false and to leave her alone. That's skinny.
She said it was false. Did she really say it? I don't think she said it was false. I read the statement, right? And I kind of read the statement. I was like, she ain't really denying this. She ain't really deny it. If you really read the statement that I read,
her Instagram post thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I pull it up. I was reading it. She ain't really say like, I am not this kind of person. I would never do such a thing. They are lying. Like, I didn't get that tone. I got the tone was like, we're gonna fight this. We're gonna like these people, they were close to me.
Well, I guess it comes with this though. Like, one, if either yourself or producer Pat, if you could pull up the statement Lizzo had made, because I'm curious to. It with all the things I just noted, and granted, I was kind of paraphrasing. How do you see Lizzo in this situation? Do we see it as like her being a bully? Do we see it as her having some sort of making a moral crime? Or do we see it as like her not doing anything in particularly malice? What's your perception of Lizzo when you hear these things?
The thing that makes it a huge story is because it seems hypocritical. Like, if I don't know, if any other singer, I'll just throw a name. I won't even pick a name, right? Let's say any other singer got accused of these things, we will all be like, oh my God, that's so crazy. But the fact that it's Lizzo, it's just like, now you, oh man, like we rocking with you, we your movement and your body positivity, but then you go and do that. It's just like, if that's true.
Yeah, because that was one of the allegations as well. I don't think it was mentioned about like the idea of I guess someone made the note that they were fired due to gaining weight. Like there was a lot of comments on like on the dancer's weight. So that was one thing that people noted would have been particularly hypocritical and in contrast to what she publicly displays. One thing I went through a little bit of again, just what I noted with that, and maybe there's a little bit more like in like the papers that were officially filed, but it seemed like just a lot of accusations without like clear incidents. And I guess that part for me, when you hear these things like years later after the fact, it's like, I don't know, like you mentioned the idea of like with any other singer sort of thing. Like if we heard this from like Mariah Carey, I think a lot of times people pawn it off as like, oh, they're a diva and all that stuff. Like that's their thing. But I don't know, just I guess maybe I'm still processing or whatever, but it just seemed kind of just out of the blue. I don't know if it's necessarily true or not.
The banana thing, right?
There's a banana.
You know a banana thing?
I did not know. There's a banana aspect to the story.
That's the craziest part of the story.
Well,
she was trying to make people eat bananas out of vaginas.
Ew! What?
I'm pretty sure that was around something like that. Yeah.
Oh goodness! All right.
I'm pretty sure I heard something like that.
Like peeled bananas?
Like that. Huh?
Like peeled bananas?
I assume they're peeled.
How does that even work physically? That's wild. All right. You use a spoon?
Hey, Pat, see if you can find this. But
careful what you Google on that one, Pat.
Please. But so look, I said that because this whole banana thing, somehow the internets, they found an interview that she did years ago talking about how she went to go somewhere and was watching this kind of thing happen, like eating bananas out the. So essentially, she was enjoying the things that people are accusing her of trying to make them do.
So she's on record saying like, yeah, I definitely went to this place where people were eating bananas out the womb and I loved it. And then years later, people are like, hey, I once had to eat a banana out the womb. I hated it. Right. I did not know that part of the story. That's crazy.
Right.
Huh.
It's crazy. So,
well, another person had come out, the person that was a former director of one of Lizzo's documentaries. And the name is slipping on me right now. I should rephrase. I just don't know the name. And they pretty much noted that during that experience, they had to leave after 2 weeks because Lizzo just made it a very hardworking environment. So it's kind of one of those things where people are piling on a little bit now. So is it one of
Yeah.
those things where there's smoke, there's fire, or is it one of those things where it's like you open the floodgates for people to jump on you, and they will, even if it isn't necessarily valid?
It's gonna be both.
Mm.
Yeah, if there's smoke, I think if there's smoke, there's fire, and also people gonna just jump on. Like you didn't like the work like I've also quit jobs I didn't like. Big whoop de doo. Like I didn't like the work environment, so I quit. That don't mean I'm trying to get the CEO of the big and tall store, fired. No,
It's kind of
I just
called
quit.
up.
I moved. Yeah, so sometimes, so things like that, like they're gonna pile on. Like, yes, if the whole banana thing, that'd be wild. But like, I didn't like the work environment 3 years ago, and now I saying she's sexually harassing people, so this is my time. Like, come on, bro. Like, listen, if she did go do something traumatic, that's one thing. If she was going through something illegal, that's one thing. But if you just don't like the overall environment because you don't like the owner, we all had jobs like that.
Mm.
We all just quit our job and kept it moving.
Do you will Lizzo survive this? We already had one incident of Beyonce. She has that one song off the Renaissance album where she names a bunch of just women that she's paying tribute to. It's one of the remixes to her song, and allegedly on her one of her tour stops, she removed Lizzo's name off of this. Lizzo was one of the women that she listed. And I remember when I was at the concert, I remember she did list Lizzo, and then apparently she removed Lizzo's name from it. And that's quite the opposite of an endorsement. Will Lizzo survive this?
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Everything is survivable unless you go to jail for something. Like everything's the baby had the whole LGBTQ community on his neck.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you go to any club right now, you're gonna hear the baby song popping off in that joint.
Oh yeah.
Like he's back. Unless you in jail, you think you're really not getting canceled like that. There's gonna be people to support you. Lizzo fan base too crazy big. No pun intended. But like she gonna be fine. It's gonna be all right. I mean,
think it'll help her? Do you think it'll help her in some way?
No.
Do you think she'll do a bunch of songs with the baby? Like, yeah, they made this about me, but I'm back and I'm back. But like, I think in a lot of ways, possibly like once people kind of forget about it, sort of thing, and if she like leans in, she goes complete heel. This could help her. Not say that that's something you should do or not, but
it's not. I wouldn't say help. It's going to be some people that genuinely not gonna rock with her because it seems very, very hypocritical, bro. Like, it's one thing if she wasn't on this whole wave, but then to just like be who she hates, it's just like crazy. Like that'd be crazy. If this is all true, that part would be crazy. But I think she's gonna recover. I mean, she's probably gonna pay these people, pay them, undisclosed amount. Here you go.
Oh my goodness! The next time we see a Lizzo tour, now it makes me want to like see the backup dancers of Lizzo tour and just kind of see like what that format is. Like, is it a bunch of skinny people? Do I have a chance to be a Lizzo backup dancer? I don't know.
I thought it was all people like her. Like I thought it was all inclusive. Everybody.
I assumed, yeah, but that's maybe
I don't know.
Could be a threshold within, man. And speaking of things that we don't really know about, man, I don't know if you saw this one. This one's kind of wild. The UFOs, they're back. They're back and they're better than ever.
Yes, I have. Been a lot of alien talk going on recently.
Yeah, so military official, three of them, they're at a Congress hearing, and they noted just pretty much without getting too much into, because I don't know the full details, but they had a testimony where they report seeing non-human biologics, and pretty much the term that they used wasn't unidentified flying objects. It was just particular things in the sky that were interfering with a few of just some of our devices, like airplane crafts and such. And pretty much they're on stand noting that while they have not seen it themselves, they've had enough reports from trusted resources that have seen these non-human beings. They're kind of vague with some of the descriptions, noting that like there are some things that they cannot report to the public, but that they're very real. And this has led to exactly that, of kind of like an influx of UFO talks, and the idea that someone did this under oath, that they most definitely exist. Do you? I know your take on ghosts, but how do you feel about aliens?
Something has to exist out there, right?
Wait, you're for so you? I'm surprised that because
So
you're not into ghosts, but you think aliens could be.
so let me explain. If there's elements, there's like water, oxygen that can produce some kind of life, right? There has to be some kind of living organism, right?
Yeah, and it's I guess the question is like if those living organisms can produce like advanced technology, how much interaction they're having with humans, how much of a like if they're able to actually travel from planet to planet or without outer space.
See, I'm not even thinking that big yet.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to still, if we can all understand that, like they have found minerals and they found different things outside of our Earth, right? Which means some things can live. And if we can all understand that if something can live, there's no telling what else is, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like everything starts from the smallest molecule or whatever, and then grow. So it's like, dude. So that's why it's way different than ghosts. Ghosts is just that's different. That's not like a yeah. It's just different. It's just supernatural. I'm
Yeah,
talking about. I'm talking about like science.
yeah, this yeah definitely in terms of so you don't see it as just like hey there's a different planet and there may be a few plants that are grown because it's like uh water and air.
But if that can start, that can be the beginning of something else, right? Things come from things, right? So it's like I don't know how far along that is. That could be farther along than we are, and it could be have been, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Hmm.
but just to understand that there's something can grow lets me to believe like I don't know what's out, something else is there. I don't know what it is though. So like, can it be just a dandelion? Is it just a plant? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or is it a whole society? Or is it a whole? I don't know.
What do you think if aliens are out there, which I think they are? I also feel that way about ghosts, but more so aliens. Do you think what do you envision when you think of an alien, like in terms of like aesthetics? Like, do we see them as like looking close to humans? Are they four-legged creatures? Are they shapeshifters? I feel like I was talking to Dip about it, and the idea that like we've seen so many depictions of aliens that what they look like can't be too far away from what humans have already created. And my thought is that one, they're probably shapeshifters, and two, it's probably like it's a level of species with like dinosaurs. Like there's not just one looking alien. Like there's a variety of them. You may have some that are like that look like GI Joe characters. They're tiny, and then you have some that are like huge, monstrous. Looks like a mere wood tree. So I feel like there's a variety.
These are black aliens. The aliens have colors.
There may be BET in Sky.
BET.
BET.
Phone homie.
Capital E. Yeah, that there could be a lot of colorism within the alien world too. They may pick that up from us. They may have saw how humans rocked and then adopted that.
Yeah, you think they're watching us?
I think they may be fascinated by us. Like we have a fascination with them, and if they have the advanced technologies to actually see us, then yeah, I imagine there's some interactions.
They know our celebrities. Oh, they go, that's LeBron over there. That's LeBron.
I'd love to see like there's aliens with like an N1 shirt on. Like it's just they're really into celebrity culture.
Look at that! Look at that alien. He's wearing those new Kyries. Look at that.
There's like an alien kid out there like trying to make it to a Taylor Swift concert. Like the dad watching him sort of thing. Yeah, I think that they would be fascinated with us. One part that kind of trips me up is that like imagine if you're a human, if you're like some sort of like military official or a president or whatever, and you've got to meet an alien, but you can't tell anyone. That's the part. Like, one, I think that's bonkers, but I also think like the idea that you can't let the public know about it. That's the one part where I have like hesitations on thinking it's valid, because it's like, why would that be such a barrier where the general public who has no access to aliens can't know at all any sort of research or developments that we've had with alien interactions?
Why do you think they don't want us to know?
Maybe for the sake of it was always classified and just keeping it that way out of tradition. I can't really think of a real reason as to why we couldn't know that, unless it's a whole idea of like the rich will eventually go up to space, the meek will inherit the earth, and interactions with aliens is a way to progress that mission.
Why do you think other countries don't let their people know? Like, you think just us and Russia agreed to not let any of us know?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's kind of weird that like even internationally, it's like if the government has access, and also why are they only interacting with the government? That's weird. That's a weird thing for an alien to do. Like you identify the government creatures, and that's the one that you interact with. You could interact with me.
They just go, like, that's the Pentagon. Let's fly to the Pentagon. Like, like, no, like, why is that? I don't know. That's the part that makes me think, man. Because with anything dealing with the government, I question it anyway. So it's like, how y'all? Why they? Like you said, it's a good point. I never thought about that. Why are they only flying to these people's houses? Like, why don't they just? How they only communicate with them? Good point, Kirk.
They interacted with me. I feel like I'd be able to teach them some things.
What would you teach What would you teach an alien?
First off, I'm bringing them to an open mic. Bring them to open mic. First thing,
he's going to hate you for taking them there.
They're like, well, you mean we have to wait 40 minutes? It's introduce them to Kyle Neff and all that stuff, man. Yeah, I'd bring it to open mic. I'd show them UFC 4. I'd show them rip sticking, and then we'd talk about just human interactions and the nuance of human emotion. I feel like I'd set up like a nice conversation club with the aliens, and there will be a language barrier. That's the one thing, because you'd imagine if they have advanced technology, there's some sort of like, oh, I guess we have Google Translate, so I have that. But like, I don't know if we would be able to interact on that way. But if that was not a barrier, yes, I would set up a one-on-one situation, nice little panel, maybe get someone else, like another human, maybe yourself, maybe like, I'm trying to think of another human that I'd get. My buddy Alex. I think my buddy Alex as well. And then like have them have like a one-on-one and two-on-two conversation, and then maybe do something physical as well, like play basketball.
What would be the first thing you would feed an alien? Like, what would you let them try to eat first?
Well, I'd offer them water. I'm most definitely going to offer them water first. And then
Producer Pat said bananas. Like,
oh my goodness. Well, it's actually, yeah, that's probably I was going to say Pop-Tart, but like a good resource would be like something natural from Earth. So yeah, I'd offer them banana. I think that is a good one.
I'll let them try some pho. I'm like, yo, we got to try this pho, bro. You got to get this. The broth is delightful.
They're like, hey, this isn't fried sweet and sour chicken. What is it? This is not the Asian food that we're used to up here. Yeah, they may love Vietnamese food. It's the only thing I can't say it keeps me up at night sort of thing. And you ever hear the idea of sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
So my whole theory with sleep paralysis is that really it's just a manifestation of your biggest fear. Like when you're in that kind of like middle ground state. So sometimes when people have it, they see like some sort of like they call it like a paralysis demon, a sleep paralysis demon or something ominous. I've known multiple people that have had sleep paralysis and they see aliens, because that's like they fear abduction, sort of thing. So I feel like that's really a big part. Like it's really just how you see it. And if you fear aliens, that's something you may see at nighttime. But if you love them and you're just more curious about them, you may just feed them bananas when you meet them.
Bananas, if they produce a pet, so if they don't like it, they probably just shoot you with their laser beam gun.
Oh my god! So that's wild. That's like when you're dating a girl and she's a picky eater sort of thing. Like that's a very volatile reaction to have to food you don't like. I got strawberries on deck, so I'll feed them something else.
That's why you gotta let me know beforehand what you don't like.
Yeah. Imagine drinking. Imagine having some wine with an alien.
I give an alien a Four Loco.
They're gonna punch through the windshield. They're gonna go mad.
That'd be awesome. You see, that's the problem with society today. I say there's too many kids. They were conceived on Four Loco.
Yeah, that's probably true. Oh gosh.
That's the problem with the kids these days. So you've been in the comedy streets recently, man.
Yeah, man. I've been on comedy streets. What was it? Tuesday. Went out to Soul Joel's. Chopped it up with Joel. Mentioned like, yeah, September 2nd is going down, right? And we high fived. And then Wednesday, what did I do on Wednesday? Oh, shout out to Fallon Kindler. They have a show out at Well Crafted in Ambler. That was a really fun show. That was cool. And then Thursday did a guest spot at a PJ Ryan's, I think, in Phoenixville.
Yeah.
Mark's Dynamite, and people came through for that one. It was fun. Yeah. So I've been working these comedy muscles, prepping up for Music Fest next week. So yeah, see how things go.
I got Music Fest tonight.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah. I wish
tonight.
they put us on the same weekend, but that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's tonight, 7 and 9:30.
Nice. Yeah. Who's all on your thing?
I have no idea, bro. I don't even know what's going on.
That's a good approach. Just showing up, it's like, oh wow, I'm on the same bill as Jay Leno. Like that's
It's funny because I was when I was in LA.
Really?
Remember
That's right. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
When I walked in and Jay Leno was on stage, I was like, what?
That's pretty nutty. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. So I was actually, it's funny because I was thinking about going to PJ Ryan's on Thursday. I was this close to going.
Oh yeah, it was cool. Yeah, they did the basement. Ice showed up. I saw Ice on Wednesday and Thursday. It's been an ice friendly weekend. It's ice friendly week rather. So yeah, that's if you came through, that's would have been there. Are you doing anything in preparation for Music Fest?
I mean, it's the day. Are you fresh?
Like you feel already prepped up for it?
I mean, it's last night I had this spot at the beauty bar in Manhattan. Yeah, it was cool. It was funny because people in the audience last night were from Ukraine, right? And I got like 2 Vladimir Putin jokes. And like but one of them was kind of like bigging him up. Not bigging him up, but like the joke, I gotta say it. The joke is where I say that, like, I don't care who my baby mom dates as long as they can help get her kids through their practices. And I say, I don't even care if it's Vladimir Putin. If he's free on Wednesday at 7, he's cool with me. Like, so it's like, the one guy was like, like he didn't laugh. And I told him, I already knew you. I said, I already knew you from Ukraine. I already knew it. I was gonna do a joke anyway because I don't care. Like,
that's interesting that they'd be anti-Vladimir Putin from the Ukraine, though. But I guess there's cognitive complexities.
It's interesting.
Like they're from the Ukraine, but you're saying that they were a proponent, like they supported Vladimir Putin?
No. So what I'm saying is, I think they didn't like the joke because I said that I don't care if my kid's mom dates Vladimir Putin. If he's free on Wednesday at 7, he's fine with me.
Got it. Okay. As more so like the idea of like, don't be fine with Vladimir Putin. He's the worst. Got it. Okay. No, that makes more sense.
Interesting thing though. I have another tag immediately following that. And I say, I don't care if she's dating the Grand Wizard of the KKK. Like, but at that one, they was cracking up.
Oh, they love that one. That's like, oh, that's not so bad. Not so bad. Let me ask you a question on.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
You have another controversial tag to run through. Is that what? Who else is your baby mama dating? That's going to help on practice.
Okay, if she's dating Kim Jong-un, does he got third row seating?
That's ridiculous. I'm curious on this one or on the topic of it of like, so you did a guest spot yesterday. And a lot of times guest spots, they could sometimes lean towards the beginning of the show sort of thing.
I was booked yesterday.
Oh, sorry. I missed her. I thought you said guest spot or just did a spot in general. It pertains to being booked too. So say if you're booked or even doing a guest spot towards the beginning of a show, sometimes people may have shows afterwards. Sometimes they have different engagements. What I'm getting at is that what's the etiquette for if you were to leave a show early, if you ever leave a show early? Is that something that you think is something that should be not done, not practiced, or do you have no problem with it?
Okay, so this will answer your question right here. So say I got a show at 8 and a show at 9. Should I not go to my 9 o'clock show?
And what do you mean?
So
Like,
like if I got a show at 8 and a show at 9, I'm at my 8 o'clock show, but it's not over yet. But my next show started already. Should I stay there?
no. So I think the etiquette in that situation is like letting the booker know, like, hey, I have a show afterwards. That way, they don't even. It's not even like a concern that they'll book you later on to the show. Like they'll put you up early and then you bounce. Um, I think that's the move with that one. Um, I sometimes when I'm on a show, I'll stick around even if like I don't have a show afterwards.
Yeah.
One usually it's like, oh cool, I actually want to see the other comics. But then there's nights too where it's like, oh, this is getting late. I kind of want to dip. Even with that, I'll make it a rule to stick around for at least 2 acts, unless I have to go, unless there's like a show or whatever like that or an obligation. But I'll stick around for at least 2 acts and then try to bounce that way.
If I want to leave for whatever reason, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
We all adults.
right.
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So like in New York, bro, like ain't nobody staying for. That's why you don't see. Like, it's funny, right? So when I do shows in Pennsylvania, right,
Hmm.
I be in pictures at the end of shows with the people, everybody from that don't happen here in New York. Like everybody taking no, ain't nobody staying around taking pictures. Everybody going around, everybody doing things, everybody moving. Like
Yeah,
it's like yeah, it's like it's kind of like yeah, no, that's not even an issue, bro. If you're not
that's
moving and shaking and moving out of shows, you're not really getting to it.
I see. So if we see a New York photo and someone's at the end of the show, congratulating each other, smiling, all that stuff, they're not hustling.
Or they was the headliner. That was it.
Mm.
Like yeah, it's plenty of bro. It's so funny because did a bunch of shows in PA last week,
Mm.
and I was going through my photo album, going through. I'm tagged in on Facebook and stuff. And I was like, I got a bunch of group pictures. I don't be never having group pictures. Like,
It's you and Cisco.
yeah.
You
You know what I'm saying? And you look at the picture, I'm not even smiling. I'm like, I ain't doing these in a minute.
Man, I could be doing a spot right now. That may be a flex that people may do. That may be a flex because like people may have that logic as well. Like, oh well, if I'm like seen in this after the show photo, then it shows that I may have not had a spot afterwards. Versus if I leave, even if I don't have a show, I give the illusion of being a busy individual.
You onto it. You onto it. People really do that. People be moving. Oh, I gotta go, and don't got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Going right home. Yeah, they be doing that all the time. People do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Which
yeah, but
they have the right to do. I guess it's kind of a weird flex to be like, yeah, I have to go to a show, and then it's like you're actually going home to just play NHL sort of thing. That's a little wild, but
it's different, bro. It's different out here. It's like even if you not on the show, you at a show. It's so many places, so many shows, so many producers, and so many people to talk. Moving and shake is just different. Like
Hmm.
I enjoy, being in Pennsylvania and outside. It's not even in Pennsylvania, wherever outside of New York.
Hmm.
I mean, because it's like it's just different. You get to like, I don't know. You hang out. It's different. It's like New York is more just like yo. It's all about business. I'm going here to holler at this person. Going to go to this club, show my face. I got a spot here. You know what I mean? So it's like it's more business. Everywhere else is like, all right, you get to enjoy the comedy show. You get to maybe get to enjoy the camaraderie a little bit more because motherfucking moving and shaking. Oh, hey, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go. You know what I mean? Like
New York makes Pennsylvania feel like Alabama, in a sense it's very country. It's like, oh, it's a very very slow approach. No, you don't necessarily need to go out and network over to the other spot. You could hang here and watch the whole show.
Just like Alabama, and it's racist too. So it's just like Alabama. So it's, I mean, I don't think it means anything like to leave a show early or You guys can do. You're a grown up. You're a grown man. You ain't gotta stay. It's great that you think that way. That you stayed to 2 sets. That's cool.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I want to know too. Also, I don't feel necessarily required to. It's one of those things where like, if I want to, I really feel like the hankering to. Like, I'll bounce. But for the most part, I like the idea of like, especially if I don't have anything, it's like, if see like a Thursday guest spot. It was like they didn't have to put me up, but they put me up. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll show my support by sticking around for a few more comics, sort of thing.
yeah.
So it's in that way, it's kind of. But the note though, if you do have to leave, there's no shame in leaving, sort of thing. With that, and not feeling any shame in terms of the things that we like and things that we want to let the people know about, things that they could dance to, things that will resonate with their heart. You know, I'm getting into. Let's get some prop suggestions. And like I mentioned, I was out in Finger Lakes area, towards, and for those unfamiliar, Finger Lakes, it's in upstate New York. They have, I think it's like 5 or maybe 9 lakes that are kind of like across the area, and they're just, if you look at them on a map, they just look like long stretches, almost like alien fingers. So they call it the Finger Lakes out there. And along with just all the waterfalls they have, there's so many waterfalls. It's crazy. Like you can literally just Google, if you're in Ithaca, you Google waterfalls near me, you're gonna get literally 9 waterfalls near you, and they're all majestical. It's kind of wild. Yeah, it's pretty nutty, man. What I'd like to suggest to the people though, is Glen Watkins State Park. Have you ever heard of this before?
I don't think I have.
And this is one of those places where like I'll be on Instagram and I get a lot of like MMA news and nature, and this is one of the spots where I've been getting fed this nonstop for years now. Of like just like this very cool looking park, and like I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to actually check it out sometime. And I did. So this one, it's not a long trail. It's maybe the main trail is probably maybe 2 miles, so not long at all. But within that 2 miles, it's a stretch of 19 waterfalls. So like in 2 miles, you are going just up or down, depending on the entrance you come through. You'll be passing 19 waterfalls, and it's all through the canyons that they have out there. And it's beautiful. It was very nice. With the suggestion, I would recommend going on a weekday during the morning or late afternoon when it's not so busy. But yeah, that was a very notable time, and I recommend people go check it out.
Were you like waiting in line and stuff? Is that busy?
No. There were no lines like that. I imagine like on really busy times, it's large enough where I don't think they're really cutting it out for capacity, but like it's kind of a narrow trail at times too. So you're like, say like if you want to like get like photos and stuff, there's a chance that people may be in the photos. But the time that we actually went on a Friday afternoon, and it wasn't incredibly busy. Like it was like we were fine.
Yeah.
Bumped into someone that I haven't seen in 16 years underneath a waterfall. Someone I went to high school with, which is kind of crazy because like they're based in Pennsylvania. So that was like a weird thing that happened. But yeah, it was Pennsylvania, one of the best when it comes to nature. But this is quite the anomaly. So yeah, definitely recommend that one.
No, that's cool, man. I actually would like to go there. How far of a drive was that? Like 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, it was 4. So yeah, to get to the cottage was 4 hours, but I think essentially it's 4 hours. About that, so I would there's so many other things around it too, where like I would say like stay a day or two, so you could do that park, and then like you could do like the winery stuff, but then you could also do like tons of other waterfalls. I was jumping in the pools and all that stuff, or like the swimming holes that they have for other waterfalls.
Yeah.
It was at one point the Saturday that it rained. We were in a waterfall, like in one of the swimming holes, like on the second tier. These waterfalls have tiers. You can go in separate tiers. I was on second tier one, and it started a downpour. And then like just looking out, it's like, wow, we're really like on a waterfall in a storm right now. It was very cool.
That sounds cool.
It was. Yeah, it was nice.
I wish my suggestion was as cool as yours. My suggestion: Dawn squeezable dish soap.
Okay.
So they got this new dish soap. It's Dawn has it where you ain't gotta lift the cap up, so you're not spilling dish soap all over your sink and stuff. you just squeeze it, and it's kind of like open and close, so it just holds all the liquid and don't spill everywhere. And you just squirt, you squeeze. Wish I had it right here. Wish I had it in my hand
Producer
right
Pat is raving about this as well. He said he just purchased it yesterday and he is loving it. It's a game changer.
Bro, my kids put me on it. We went to this, but I've been using it for a minute now. I should have been told y'all about this, but it's like it was like, yo, Dad, you got to get this because Kirk, I'm telling you, just
I don't. So I'm very curious what this is. He's describing it like a ball almost. I'm picturing like a stress ball. You squeeze it, and some of it just pours out in a way that's very structured. It looks like we may have some of it right here.
So it looks like that, you know.
So no flip, no mess.
You just squeeze it and it come out.
Oh, so it's kind of like, I think there's like an Aveeno lotion that's like that.
There probably is lotion like that.
Huh.
But it's a game changer, bro. Like once you never go back.
Yeah. I can't say I've ever had like soap issues like that. Like if there's excess soap, I usually leave it on the sponge and maybe wash like an extra dish. But this is like, you both are raving about it.
Yeah, it's like just get it. Just get it. When you go to the store next time, you'll see it there next to all of the dish liquids. You'll see it. Just grab it.
Is it essentially like a ketchup container? Like
it's sort of like that, but ketchup is still a little bit messy. This is like a game changer. It closes and clinches like a beehole. It's weird. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that what it says on the back of it? Is that how their selling point? Do you guys know buttholes? Well, we have a device.
You like butts and you like dishes.
Yeah, well, it's probably combined the two. I don't know. Can you use dish soap on your body? Like I know they use it for like swans.
I wash my hands with it all the time.
I definitely wash my hands with it all the time. But like, can you like use it like on your shoulders and?
Sure. If you would like to take a shower with it, you could.
That may be the game changer right there. If you're using like Dawn, which is like has like what 99.9% disinfectant, could use that on your body. We may need to check this for clinical improvement, but that may be a move right there.
It does say keep out of reach of children. If in eyes may cause temporary discomfort, flush thoroughly with water. If swallowed, drink a glass of water to dilute. So I mean that's
soap right there.
Yeah.
That's soap. That's the same thing you see on the back of Dove.
Yeah. Best results. Results at high altitude. Remove and reapply cap to release pressure. So for you listeners in Colorado, gotta take the cap off and release pressure for it.
Yeah, high sea levels. Oh, well, I'll keep this in mind, man. I am running low on my Dawn dish soap. I have a green sour apple. I don't know if it's sour. I think it's just green apple. That'd be weird if they call it sour apple. But I'll look into this squeezable option and see some of the joys of it.
Sweet and sour, tangy dish soap.
It's like you have some extra dish soap that gets on your fingers. Lick it. That would be gross if they had that. With that, man, I know we typically don't do segment to segment, but I'm feeling a little ambitious. It's a nice day out. I think there's a few things that we got to meet in our lives. Let's get some goals.
Oh, yo, September 2nd. We got action, baby. What? Live album recording at Soul Joel's, Pottstown, Pennsylvania. It's like a couple 40 minutes outside of Philly. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is just to come prepared. You know what I'm saying? Kill it. Working on it, get ready. That's the goal. Like that's really my only focus right now. It's lit. I'm excited. So
yeah, man, this is one of the long-term goals. Like this is a goal that started out. I feel like there's formations of goals, and this is a goal that started. If we look back like a year from now, this is something that you kind of touched on, and then it became more and more structured ideas. Like whether it be like a 10-minute special, put it on YouTube, and then like look for a venue. That was a goal at one point, and now we're here.
I was close in like May. In like May, I was looking for venues. I was meeting with people. I was close. Things kind of fell apart, and here we are. It's worked out perfectly.
And one of the more prominent clubs in Pennsylvania, Soul Joel's, September 2nd. We got action.
We got action, baby.
No. Without spoiling anything, have you landed on a title? Will you definitely be calling it that?
I'll probably call it We Got Action.
Yeah,
I probably I don't know what's to call it. Like I don't I just it just feels that's like yeah, I just We Got Action. It's just yeah, I don't know.
that's a. You could always call it Raw.
I could call it Richard Pryor live from Sunset.
it's yeah, that would be
Yeah,
that would
so
be that could be a fun one right there. Like record a special in Pennsylvania and call it live from San Francisco. Like that would be
right.
that may be the move right there.
Live from Pottstown.
Oh snap, that could be a nutty one right there. Is it because it is Pottstown? But I feel like is it Sunnybrook? Is Sunnybrook a part of Pottstown or Sunnybrook within Pottstown?
Sunnybrook is just the name of the venue. It's like
Oh.
it's like an old venue called Sunnybrook Ballroom.
Oh, that's where they got the line dancers. You may get some line dancers up in the crowd.
Yeah, we've had everybody in the book. Everybody been saying they coming, man. You know, buy y'all tickets. I got the people listening. I'm remember today. I'm gonna reply to all your messages and say I'm gonna just reply with a link. I'm not even saying anything.
Yeah,
Just replying with a link. You know, so
Are tickets on sale officially?
tickets been on sale for like a month.
Nice,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm trying to get 200, 250 in that joint.
Oh my goodness, and you're doing it inside.
Yo, if we get 200 inside, Kirk.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Oh man. Anyway,
let me have to close the event. That's going to be a safety hazard. It's going to be too many people. Oh my gosh.
oh man, it's all right. We gotta. We gonna figure it out. But what's your goal? What do you have for us?
Well, it looks like my goal is to be avoiding the fire marshals, but my secondary goal, my goal is to follow up with this monthly challenge. Your boy has a monthly challenge for August, and it's something that I came up with at Glenn Watkins. So the goal for this one, it's a writing based one, is that using I actually have it right here. Shout out to Standard Issue Notebook, which I given them a shout out before, but they're the ones where you can like note the dates and day in which your entry is. But with the help of that, pretty much I've been doing this thing where I've been trying to recall more personal experiences, both in the past and also current, and integrate it into my stand-up. As I've seen my stand-up, it's a dandy time. Sometimes it can be a little bit more on the, I won't say abstract side of things, but I'm up there talking about bug spray. So with this goal, and also an effort just to generate newer material, it's to have a topic, whether it be from the past or current. I go from day to day, so every other day is a different one, and then pretty much have 10 bullet points of what's notable about that. Then that leads to then writing about, like, if I have a notable bullet point that I find interesting, I then go off a little bit more into sub bullet points about that. So it's pretty much have a topic, come up with 10 things about that topic, and then that goal is to have funny material or just material in general about those topics.
Hmm. So I feel like you have like just an abundance of jokes, just like
I do. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I have like a good amount of jokes, and there's like there's parts where it's like I have a lot of jokes that are like, they're yes jokes, but I don't necessarily. There's only like I want to say 20% of them that like I'm like, oh yeah, I want to try that. Like
yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, when do you do all these jokes? Because like I get excited for everything that I write, and I want to do everything that I write.
I can't say the same. Yeah, like there's stuff that I write where I'm like, that's cool, but it doesn't really like. And that's the thing about this whole like writing about personal stuff too. That's another thing where like traditionally writing about personal things and telling personal jokes just never really made me laugh that much. And it just never really, like, it wasn't what I naturally gravitated towards. This is just an effort to kind of explore that a bit more. And because it's such like a well of material if it's coming from you, sort of thing. But it's just my style just never really was kind of what spoke to me as much. Yeah. So yeah, this is an effort to try to find things that are both personal, but also like, oh, I want to tell that.
So is this what you want to do now? Do you want to start telling more personal jokes on stage? Is that what you want to do?
what I want to do is come up with more material and come up with new material. And if there's an outlet where it's more personal and it feels fulfilling, then yes. But ultimately, the goal is just newer material in general. But if it happens to be personal, then and I feel comfortable and I like it, then yeah, it's a plus too.
Yeah, you already know me. I'm down with the personal material. Like I'm not gonna say I don't know how, but it's easier for me just to write about what I already know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like it's easier to remember, you know. So people be like, "How you remember all that?" I'm just like, these are just stories I've been telling all my life.
all right,
You know what I mean, it's like these are things that I've been thinking about all my life. Um, yeah, I think that it'll help. So what happens is when you're personal on stage, people relate to you,
all
and
right,
then when they relate to you, they laughing harder because it's like, oh, I can relate to that. You know what I
mm,
mean? So like so watching my like Kevin Hart, people love Kevin Hart. He's all he talk about is himself.
all
Like
right.
he never talk about the economy. He don't talk about politics. Like he's talking about himself. That's why everybody love him. It's like, oh, we all know Kevin Hart. We love who he is you know, and love his family. We all know his family, you know, stuff like that. So I think that you're gonna unlock something. You're gonna be like, you're gonna unlock something. You're gonna like it. You're gonna find
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for, man. It could be cool, and even if it's like get 5 bits out of the 30 days I'm doing it, that's cool too.
yeah.
So yeah, yesterday's topic was just being skinny and just like being like the plot points of that. It's like it's funny. I've never really explored that real much on stage. Along with the idea of having a snake. So like things like that. I'm trying to get those things that are happening in the current and in the past and seeing what comes from it.
You know what's funny? I was watching the the thing that we did, Megan Getz show, Ghosted,
Oh yeah,
when we were writing jokes for each other. You know, and I was funny because that's when you had the afro,
yeah.
and I said that you look like Colin Kaepernick, but
Uh,
I said you look like Colin Kaepernick, but when you take a knee, people don't think you're protesting injustices. They just think you're too tired to stand because you're so skinny.
damn. it's I forgot about that. It's fun. I still have that transcript. I think it's somewhere like in a folder over there. But yeah, that's one of the first times performed comedy written by someone else. That was a fun show.
I said, what did I say? You're so skinny. You just well, you never played football, but you when you put your arms straight out, you're like a goalpost.
Yeah,
So I'm saying,
yeah, that's. I had to read this live too. Like what? it's, oh my goodness, that was a shout to Megan and Dan. They were at the show on Wednesday. It was cool seeing them. Yeah, that was a. I'm trying to think of the ones that I had for you. Well, you came at my neck a few times. Like the opening ones were like about like my former engagement. like, like I was like, damn, that's right at the neck.
what you say about me? You were like making fun of how I make talk about my kids a lot.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that and you have a penchant for saying "nah mean," or at least at the time, and that was a recurring thing where I would have you say "nah mean" 3 different times inside
Not
of the bit.
mean, not mean, not mean.
Your former penchant for having sexual relations with nurses. I think I had that in there. That was like one of the opening jokes.
Oh, that was good stuff.
Yeah, it
Good
was
times,
fun.
man.
Yeah, man. Well, with that, man, you boys got to dip in a little bit. I have some tubing to do. I'm tubing down the Brandywine River in a little bit. I hope that the shoes that I have will suffice. I don't want to step on any hard pebbles.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be all right. I'm sure no issues will inflate. I think that you'll be okay. That was so bad. I just love no bad dad shit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it comes natural to you at this point now, which is kind of wild. That's
It's natural. Like I don't know. I'll stop. I was about to do another one. I'll
I know
stop.
you are. That's, you gotta
All
be
right.
careful what you say around this person.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're good. We're good. So yeah. All right. We're going to dip out of here. Thank you for
Yeah, we're
listening.
dipping, man. Yeah. As
Tune in.
always, like, subscribe, check out waterfalls and all that stuff. And yeah, share the episode with your cousins. Thanks for listening.
Peace.